there's a place I want to see. When we go on the road, why don't you come with me? Take a little ride, get a little windshield time when we go on the road.
How lucky we are to live right on the main highway that millions of wild birds use to get back and forth between their winter and summer homes. At sunrise on this day in early November, we can see thousands of sandhill cranes taking a break near Grantsburg, Wisconsin, as they head for Florida. These are real snowbirds. We'll tell you much more about these majestic birds a little later. But our first story tonight is about a Minnesota man who found a novel way to get up close and personal with the smallest of our summer visitors, hummingbirds. This cabin on Lake Owen in northern Wisconsin is hummingbird heaven. For decades, Dave Leslie has been feeding the tiny birds a mixture of sugar and water with a dash of red food coloring. Every morning, he puts out not one, but 6 huge feeders containing a total of 600 ounces of nectar. And in come the birds.
They're all kind of pugnacious, aggressive, and well, they have to be. They only weigh 5 grams. They got to survive.
Dave has become so devoted to these tiny ruby-throated hummingbirds that he joins them for dinner.
I call it the Hummer helmet. What I can see here now is a lot more than you can, because I have them right at the end of my nose.
This is bird watching at its most personal. From where he sits, Dave Leslie can hear the loud thrumming and feel the wind from the rapidly beating wings. He says the idea for the Hummer helmet just developed naturally out of his desire to get closer. These scenes with Dave Leslie were shot in 1997. His life has not been the same since.
People think I'm a little wacky, and maybe the birds do too.
Wacky enough to attract the attention of a guy in New York who thought that a man wearing a Hummer helmet might be good for a few laughs. David Letterman was right.
I don't mean to be silly, but have you ever had one fly into your mouth?
No, but they will feed out of your mouth if you put nectar in your mouth and open your mouth.
What, now, have you done that, Dave?
Yes, I have.
Dave Leslie's whimsical invention has brought him fame without the fortune, but in the past 8 years, he has improved on his original design. He's perfected a way to accustom the flighty hummingbirds to feeding next to a nose by using stand-ins.
I think that they know the difference. I think that they know the ones I've gotten to know would know that that's a mannequin and not me.
The 21st century version of the Hummer helmet is a very grand affair. Built in Dave's laboratory in the basement of his Minneapolis home, it's the result of years of experimentation.
To have a helmet that was extremely portable, lightweight, and could be used for education and enjoyment.
The helmet may be the latest addition, but one important element from the original remains.
Everybody likes the American flag on top of that feeder.
Until this day, the only person in the world wearing a Hummer helmet has been Dave Leslie. But now that there are several models, watching the tiny birds in close-up can be a group activity.
Jerry, I'm so excited about it!
This is the world's first ever Team Hummer helmet event.
Isn't that something? That is just unbelievable.
Jerry Merrifield and his wife Ellen have spent years attracting birds to the deck of their lakeside home near Drummond, Wisconsin. It's a perfect place to wear a Hummer helmet.
I'm the one that feeds them and cooks all the syrup and stuff.
Last year she went through 250 pounds of sugar.
They better come.
And come they do. Just inches from our nose, we can see the birds' eyes, individual feathers, little feet, and even their tongues. And the familiar hum becomes a roar.
It's really amazing how the wind speed is just like a fan blowing right on you.
But being this close to wildlife, even something as harmless as a hummingbird can be quite startling.
I was really nervous and it was chilling. I jumped when they went right in between here.
From where I sat, it was like watching these creatures perform an incredible aerial ballet. Even as a couple of hummingbirds gathered nectar from the feeder hanging in front of my face, others hummed around my ears, waiting in the wings. We might all look a little ridiculous, but as Hummer Helmet inventor Dave Leslie says, this is a simple way to get acquainted with one of nature's most compelling miracles.
They think it's the goofiest looking thing they've ever seen, and they put it on and a bird lands at the end of their nose practically and starts feeding, and it changes their whole life.